Okay, the alphabet keys consist of the 26 letters of the alphabet. The alphabet keys consist of the 26 letters of the alphabet. A to 6, A to Z, A to Z, used for typing letters of the alphabet or for sending commands to the computer. So that is the alphabet keys. We mentioned some of the division of the computer keyboard and the function of each of the key that you see on your computer key. So let's look at other keys. The numeric key part consists of key parts with numbers ranging from 0 to 9, which help in typing numbers into the computer. As arithmetic processes, we have to add speed to what we are doing. So the cursor and screen control keys are key parts used to move the cursor in the up, down, left and right direction, which invariably affect the movement on the screen. That is your cursor key, cursor movement key. The insert key, we equally have the insert key, delete key, home key, end key, page up, page down key are all classified as the navigation key because it enables us move from one part of the screen to another. The function keys are special keys ranging from F1 to F12. They function differently depending on the application or command that the user intend to put it into. For example, if many software, for example, in many software, the F1 key is commonly used for help. In many software, that is many application, the F1 key is used to get help. Other function keys can be used to enter the setup environment, change screen brightness, volume control, etc. When we will be talking about sending you or getting the video aspect of how to use each of this computer key, you get to understand it more better. So the special keys are keys for special purposes. The special keys are keys for special purposes. They can be used alone or in combination with other keys. There are some of the special keys that can be used alone or they can be used in combination with other keys. These keys include the control key, alternate key, escape key, window key, tab key, cap locks key, shift key, etc. We have already dwelled on this. So some of them are called modifiers key. Modifiers key are keys that don't function alone unless you combine them with other keys. Example, control. So if you press your control key, nothing will happen. You press your control key, nothing, absolutely nothing will happen. But if you press your control key and you equally press your ace key, something will definitely happen. That means you are saving a document. If you press your control key and you press your P key, something will definitely happen. That means you want to print a document. So pressing control key will not perform any action until you combine it with another key. Example is in which case you are saving a document. So when you say control key, control S, that means you want to save a document. So those keys that enable other keys or that you cannot use alone, you cannot use them alone. You can use your tab key and something will happen, but when you press your control key, nothing will happen. Experiment this and you see it. When you press your shift key alone, nothing will happen. But as an engineer, if you press your shift key 5 times continuously, you might lock your keyboard. You might lock your keyboard. Press it 5 times and you see what will happen. So the computer mouse, let's equally look at the computer mouse, is another important input device of your computer system. So we already know what the computer mouse is. So just for emphasis, the mouse is also an input device. Some people call it pointing device that you can use to move. You can use it to move a document, select or give instructions to the computer. You can use it to move a document or give instruction to the computer. You right click your mouse, you left click the mouse, the everything you can think of, so you can use your computer mouse. So how do you actually use your computer mouse? We will take a closer look at that. So the mouse come in many shapes and sizes from many manufacturers. All these computer hardware software, they are in different shapes, sizes from different companies. So you can see this is a typical mouse. This is a typical computer mouse. You like this, they are very neat, very clean. So the computer mouse, you can see, so parts of the computer mouse, we want to just take a closer look. See, the truth of the matter is, if you know these things, if you get the foundation of anything is what will determine how far that thing will go. I don't just teach for teaching's sake. I teach so that you can make a living out of the knowledge you have acquired, and the impact or the effects or the momentum you will have in any field that you venture into is a function of the foundation you have in that particular industry. So when I go in depth like this, is not to waste your time. You might not get it now, you might not get the reason, you might not understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. But in the later part of your journey in this planet or in this world, you get to understand why you need the foundation of anything you want to do. I wouldn't have stopped, nothing would have stopped me from just moving into just we start the main uh, package or the packages. But I've noticed that all these small details do help me when I'm working. When my computer develop faults, I know how to fix it up. Sometimes you might be using your mouse, before you know it, even at night, you have a job to deliver to a client and you are working with your mouse, before you know it will start malfunctioning. Well, as an engineer, I'll lose my mouse and check what is the problem. As an engineer, anytime my system develop a fault, all the tools I already have them, just open it and do what I want to do and fix them back. If it doesn't want to work, I'll just keep it there and scrap it, make more money. If I scrap system, I make more money than selling it. That is for the engineers anyway. So parts of the computer mouse, this is a typical computer mouse. You can see this is your wire that leads to the port. This is the wire that leads to the port. You connect it so that your computer can work effectively. This is your left button. This is your left button. This is your left button. This is your right button. We will use video to also explain this. This is your right button. This is the body of the mouse. This is the scroll wheel. Some people call it center mouse. So if you can take a look at this, is when you have opened your computer, these are the components you see. This is the ball, muzzle or shaft. This is the left mouse. When you open, you can see how it is. This is the sensor. This is the right button, the infra LED, the wheel. Well, since you are not an engineer, just take a closer look at that. Concentrate with this. Concentrate with this. If you turn to the bottom of your mouse, if you turn to the bottom, if you turn this, flip this mouse to the other side, you see a screw inside of it. That is where you can open your mouse and maybe troubleshoot it if there is any problem. Most times dust can affect your mouse, so all you do is to open it and just clean it and it will start working again. So a standard mouse consists of several components. A standard mouse consists of several components. A housing that you can hold in your hand to move around the desk. This is the housing. The body, then an optical sensor for transmitting information to the computer. An optical sensor. This is it. Then buttons, two or more for making selection. The right button and the left button. You also have the scroll button for inputting data or taking action, giving commands to the computer. So buttons, two or more for making selections. Wheel for vertical scroll. This is the wheel for vertical scroll. You can scroll it, you can scroll vertically or downward in the vertical direction and in the downward direction. So that is the wheel. You can scroll your screen up or down. Then you have an interface for connecting the mouse to the computer system. Conventional mice use a wire and connector, whereas wireless mice use a radio frequency or infrared transceiver in both the mouse and a separate unit connected to the computer. Well, this might not interest you, but that is what happens. So you can read through this. The housing, which is made up of plastic, consists of few moving parts. On top of the housing, where your fingers normally rest, are the buttons. Mouse designed for PC have always had two buttons, and since 1996 they have a scroll wheel as well. So there is a scroll wheel in the middle. The bottom of the mouse housing is where the detection mechanisms or electronics are located. On traditional mice, the bottom of the housing contains a small rubber ball that rolls as you move the mouse across the table. The movement of this rubber ball are translated into electrical signals to the computer across the cable. You can go on, pause this video and read through this. If you have any challenge, you get back to me. I will be ready to assist you when it comes to the ICT industry.